I mean, are we there yet?
No,
Nope.
not yet. So this is Brian,
And Trish?
and we want to kind of bring you along, and I guess this will be part 3 in our whole series. Um, and this is going to hopefully get a little more exciting as we're moving forward into this space, because right now we're just kind of dealing with the logistics. And part of the challenge of logistics, of course, is answering questions. And so we actually reached out to some of our kids, and we've begun asking them, hey, what are some questions that you guys have and things that you've wondered about? And maybe if you've told your friends, because we've had a few tell us that we're a topic of conversation. So they've had some interesting feedback. And so, Trish, you got some, I think, from
SJ. Hers were good.
Awesome. So let's start with answering some questions. And some of these we might not have an answer for yet, but these should be really interesting for us. I haven't even looked, so this will be fresh for me as I'm getting this.
It'll get us thinking. And if we don't come up with an answer, at least it gets the ball rolling, and maybe somebody would have a suggestion of what the answer could be. Like, hey, what about that? Right?
Yeah.
This isn't so much logistics. Hers were more thematic. Like, my first questions were all about admin. Like, okay, what about mail? What about doctors? What about church? What about?
Right.
But hers were good. Okay, so one of them, basically, what if we end up finding the place that we absolutely fall in love with early in the 3 years? Like, what if we get on here and we say, are we there yet? And we say yes, and it's month 4 of 3 years. Like, it's for sure. All the pieces align. This is home. Do we still plan on finishing our route?
You and I have actually talked about this
Recently.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so the answer to this is, yeah, we're going to keep on going. And the reason is because you and I find we can visit just about anywhere and be like, I can see this being home.
Every time we visit a new place, we're looking at houses and looking at the area.
Yeah.
And we're like, I could totally see living here.
So this will be the challenge actually for us, is how do we separate the things that we absolutely love, because we're going to love everywhere we go. I'm confident of that. Mm-hmm. And we're going to see, well, maybe. I think what we'll find is we enjoy wherever we are together. Mm-hmm. And I think there's that possibility of seeing every single place as possible home. Mm-hmm. And the question still remains is, are we there yet? It's not that we're looking for a missing ingredient per se. Mm-mm. I think once we visit a lot of different places, it'll give us a framework to go, okay, from all of those and based off of who we are at this point in our life.
Right. And considering how we assume the future will pan out, I mean, right. We can't control that, but I mean, we're not getting younger, but we're not planning to be old people. Like, no. As I scrunch up my new old people. I don't know. I think there's a lot of things to consider.
Agreed.
So what do you think if we say it's month 6 and we're in a place, we don't know where that is yet. We don't know where month 6 is yet. And all of a sudden we're like, oh my goodness, it's right. It's all of the things are working out. And oh my goodness, look at this house. And oh my goodness, we've got the down payment. We got the down payment now, really.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on exactly what we're looking for. I mean, maybe we get out there enough to realize we want to put even more down to house up, basically. I don't know. So what happens if...
I mean, if we're at month 6, then technically it's wintertime. Mm. And so it'd be great in our cycle to kind of go, okay, we really like that one after we've been traveling for a couple years. Maybe we want to go back and see what that's like in a whole different season.
Yeah, that is an answer that we've come up with so far. Yeah. Is it's kind of like the first round is a recon mission,
right?
For where we might want to circle back to, like you said, different time of year, different season for us, even not necessarily a weather season, a different season of life for us. Because maybe when we're in an area at a certain weather season, our work is go, 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 or our work is super slow and we're able to get out more. And what's it like when we have to hunker down and work a lot in a place like that?
Right.
So we've also talked about this last weekend, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. What happens if we find a place that's a good home base for us to continue going.
Yes.
And we can do something with that place that we buy, like Airbnb it out.
Right.
Or what if we discover a problem, right? We talked about this. What if we discover a niche problem, like a problem for people who might actually be doing what we're doing, that we can come up with a solution for? Because we're out doing it, we would have never known that it needs a solution, and then we come up with a solution for other people coming behind us that, right?
Now, what you're not getting is the
Feel crazy.
hours of conversation around that topic. But this is the thing in how we engage with life. Like, you guys can sit and watch 30 minutes of our conversation, and that's like a scratch in the surface for the beginning of a conversation with us. But this is what's fascinating is we're looking at life and we're thinking about, okay, what is next? And one of the things that I think, at least I know I've realized, and we've had this conversation before, is who we are today is, while we're true in the sense of our core values and our character, who we are today is way different than who we were 6 months or a year ago, because we're continuing to grow.
That's such good news too, by the way.
Yeah, so one of the things, this is something that we talked about, and I know this is kind of getting off topic, but it's actually true to our approach to things, is we don't want to become, I love the term calcified.
Or I say stagnant.
Yeah, we don't want to become fixed in a way where we aren't flexible enough to try something different or to think outside of the limits or the confines of how it's always been done. And by that, I don't mean go be crazy and do something stupid.
Well, I mean, maybe.
Maybe. But really, the premise of that idea is don't become stagnant, like Trish had that term, or calcified, where you lose curiosity.
That's the main ingredient, I think. Yeah.
And so I think with us, we're going to find lots of places that are potential. We've done it every time we've traveled, whether it was to San Antonio and Austin, Texas, or when St. Louis, Richmond, Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina. I mean, we can find a place, Columbia, South Carolina. We can find a place wherever we go.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful to me, because it means we're good. And we're continually expanding how we perceive the world. And I think that's healthy.
I think too, it points to something kind of cheesy, but actually ironically true, is that home is where we are for each other, which sounds so cheesy, but it's crazy true. Like, we just have a good time wherever we go, and we are also home. I don't know how to describe it, except it sounds really goofy, but it is an actual truth that where we are is home.
I think in that, I'll just throw in one thing. When we had our early mindsets around what life was going to be like, most people by our age, I think they tend to get into, we've called it the grandparenting age, where they're starting to make their forever home and establish the place that's going to be,
like the hosting place for grandbabies.
Right.
Yeah.
And the place where the kids can come back to. And I mean, that is going to be a part of our life in some capacity as we get grandkids on the way. But really, I think we've had so much of life get turned upside down. And we've had to reevaluate, well, what does that mean? And how do we move forward from this place? And this is something I've used that expression a lot as well. So how do we then live? So I think that's kind of what we're at now, is how do we then live? Where do we go? What are we going to do? What do we define as home and home base? And what does that look like? Literally, we spent hours on that couch over there today.
That's not broken yet.
Not broken yet. Discussing our future home and the idea of what we want to provide in that space for our kids and our grandkids. And we're very intentional about how we live.
What if we get there at month 4? What are we going to do? All right, Sarah Joy's, SJ's particular question is, do you still plan on finishing your route? Like keeping going past the place?
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely think so. Because, again, we can find our forever place wherever we go. We can see the potential. I don't know that we've got enough information to fill in the blank to say yes.
Because what if we say, yeah, we're here, but that means we've invested in a home that needs us to love on it some. Like, then we're not going to be continuing down the road, we're going to be living on the home and building it up. But if it's building, that's going to be easy to keep going, right? If we
Possibly.
decide to build in a place because we like the place, investment is a thing we've thought about. And how do we choose to invest?
Mm-hmm.
We think it's in a forever home, whatever that is, right? But what if we have our minds changed? What if we decide, a big chunk of money invested in something else would grow in a way and give us a lifestyle in the other ways that we are better with than
Right.
making a forever home where we're kind of almost stuck because that's where our money's stuck,
Well, we've had the experience now of renting for 5 years, which is kind of new for both of us prior because we both had owned homes in different places. And so
I'd kind of done both, and I'd understood the convenience of being able to go because I had to move a lot.
Yeah.
But it always bothered me before. I felt like I was wasting money before when I was renting,
Mhm.
but not here. This has been so perfect.
It really has.
For us.
Yeah. And so I think this is interesting because, again, this is that not being calcified idea. What if we don't invest in a forever home per se? We take our money and invest in something that we then rent or, sell or whatever. It's a way to turn profit from the money that we're investing into something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's based off of some things that we've come across or heard where people talk about the place they live, they rent. Any place that they're going to, because they look at it as an investment that you can turn and get profit from.
You mean rent out?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they rent the place that they themselves live in. And then
they own a place that they rent out.
Yes.
To more quickly cash flow or ROI on a huge chunk of money investment.
Right.
Whereas if you huge chunk of money invest in a forever home, I mean, the whole point of it, it'll sit and grow, but you're not using any of that money while it's sitting and growing necessarily. Right. I mean, I guess there's ways, but yeah, we've thought about a lot of different things around that. What if we find it quick?
Yeah.
So the answer, I think, for now is if we find it early, yes, we'll keep going. Right?
Yes.
I think. We'll find a way to.
We'll definitely continue on the road.
Right. That's what we think.
That's the intent. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's generally the answer. If we find home early in the 3 years, will we keep going on the trip? Yes. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Still not there yet, but we're having a blast figuring it out. Click the next one and we'll answer another question from the kids and keep rolling.